Hey everyone, and welcome back to BMX News. This is a weekly BMX news show where I talk about everything that happened in the previous week within the world of BMX that I think you guys might care about. That being said, the first thing I want to talk about this week comes from Source BMX, and they have made this new thing that they're calling the Oxygen Thief. First of all, shout out to Park Tool. I represent Park Tool. I'm a brand ambassador for Park Tool. This is just talking about something news related that came out. It is also technically a tool, and it comes from Source BMX. The Oxygen Thief is literally exactly that. And essentially what this is a way to get air into a tube and tire after you fix a flat without needing a bike pump. And the way this thing seems to work is by taking what appears to be the tubing off of a bike pump that you're used to seeing with the valves on one end, and then on the other end, instead of having a bike pump, they have more valves. So you put one end on the empty tube that you just replaced or patched, then you put the other end onto the tube that you have air in already, and whenever you put that one on there and clamp it, air immediately goes from that tube into the empty one, and kind of at that point it seems like it's a juggling act, or if you let it go long enough it's going to equalize and you're going to have equal pressure in both tires. So from here you got to somehow take the valves off of the valve stems at the same time, or as close to it as possible, or else, as you can probably imagine, you're going to be leaking a whole bunch of air very quickly. And it could work. I have absolutely no idea how it works in practice and if it makes any sense to actually use this thing. I, for one, am going to be sticking to my Park Tool pumps because shout out to Park Tool, but I can see how this could help someone out there, so I thought that I should at least include it in this week's BMX news video. After that's a highlight from something that didn't actually happen in the past week, and the reason that I didn't talk about it last week is because, quite frankly, literally none of the BMX media sites pushed this the way that it should have been pushed. They only posted about it because one company made a video from this event, and they didn't say anything about the event whenever they posted about it. And I don't really understand the reasoning for it, but the event that I'm talking about is Austin Augie's Dawn of the Streets Jam. This jam, Austin Augie put up $5,000 of his own money for people who came to the event and threw down, and literally didn't seem like anybody really talked about that part of things. How many other BMX riders are you seeing putting up their own money for a contest or a jam that they're hosting? The answer is none, because there's no one else doing this, and BMX media absolutely dropped the ball on promoting this the way that they should have. And the fact that he got hundreds and hundreds of people to show up to this jam deserves more attention and more praise than just one video from one company being posted up on the different BMX media sites with absolutely zero explanation of what's going on. The most that anyone did was say that there was a whole bunch of people at this event, or they copied the description from the YouTube link to this video, and I don't know. I feel like this is why I have this channel and why I make these videos, because I want to highlight the stuff like this that isn't being talked about by mainstream BMX for whatever bullshit politics reasons that they have. It's also possible that they have their own videos in the works from it, and that's why they haven't posted anything else. I got so excited there just now that I completely forgot to mention the video that I'm talking about from this, and it's Billy Perry's highlights video from the day, and that is what's linked in the description below, as well as links under that to every single other thing that I'm going to be talking about today in the order that I talked about it. With that being said, let's move on to the rest of the video. First thing I want to talk about here is some sponsorship news, and something that I probably would have highlighted anyway if it wasn't the first thing to talk about under sponsorship news, and that is that Josh Dove is now on Fly Bikes. If you haven't seen this kid yet, he is the 16-year-old bull riding phenomenon known as Dovey. Oh my goodness, you need to watch this kid ride. If you haven't heard his name, but you've watched some of the Vans BMX Pro Cup videos that have come out recently, you've probably seen his riding, and he's the one who's going just about higher than anyone except for Larry Edgar, but he's doing it with so much more style and makes it look so easy. So do yourself a favor, and if you haven't heard of this kid, or even if you have and you want a little refresher, check out some of the highlights from the Vans BMX Pro Cup videos, and you'll see this kid doing one-footed tables and just going absolutely insane, and it's awesome to see him on such a legendary company like Fly Bikes. After that, we have the news that Tom Russell is now on Cult, and it came with a video of him building up his new Cult bike and riding it over at Adrenaline Alley Skate Park in the UK. There's also a write-up with some questions and answers from him on the Ride UK website that you guys can check out along with the video if you want to. Tom Russell absolutely goes insane high on his bike. He's got great style, so it's pretty cool to see someone like him being added to such a versatile mix-up of riders who are on the Cult team. I mean, we've got Jason Watts, who rides like Jason Watts does, Chase Hawk, who rides like Chase Hawk does, then you've got Brandon Began, then you've got people like Dakota Roach, and now you've got Tom Russell being added into the mix. And there's really not that many riders on Cult who ride exactly the same or even extremely similar to each other, and that makes for some really awesome videos when these guys get together and go ride places. And it also makes for some versatile videos from Cult because they can make videos with people like Corey Walsh is another name, and Jason Watts and Tom Russell, and then turn around and do Brandon Began, Dakota Roach, or Chase Hawk, all in different videos together. And it's just versatile and just explains why Cult's on the top of the game right now. And then the last sponsorship related thing that I have to talk about this week is a video from WeThePeople introducing Wiktor Skibinski, and I'm sorry if I completely butchered that name. Either way though, you can check that one out along with all of the other sponsorship news in the description below, like I said. And that brings us into contest and jam news from this week. The first stuff that I want to talk about here is all related to Fise. There was 2 events that went down recently with Fise. There was the World Championships, and then there was a China stop for Fise. So first, we've got highlights videos from all of the World Championship rounds. We've got Flatland, the men's highlights, and the women's highlights. Then we've got Fise China highlights. We've got men's park highlights, which ended up being one of those cases where the semifinals results were the finals results because finals got canceled due to the weather. Then we've got the women's finals highlights, dirt highlights, best trick highlights, and Flatland highlights. And that does it for contest and jam news. So now we can move into the videos from this week. And the first video I want to talk about, I just got done watching, and oh my god, is it crazy. It's from Sam Jones, and it's his VX rated video. And holy crap, you gotta watch this one. The banger in this video is one of those things that has to be so perfectly timed, and it's so technical at the same time while also being burly that it might be one of the craziest clips that came out this year. You're just gonna have to see it to understand what I mean. The song also really kept me interested in this video and went very well with it. I haven't heard any British rap that wasn't in a BMX video, but it fit very, very well, and I would honestly like to see more British rap in BMX videos if this is the vibe that it's going to bring. So yeah, with that being said, I 100% recommend watching this video, and if there's any video that you guys watch this week, let it be this one because it's just super entertaining and an absolute banger. And then after that are 2 videos from a few friends of mine that I wanted to talk about this week. The first one is from Merritt, and it's a Merritt warehouse session with Montana Ricky and Oscar Ruiz. And in this quick video that I'm assuming is from one session, they absolutely destroy the Merritt warehouse like they do on a regular basis. And then after that comes a video from everyone's favorite tornado in BMX, and that is a video from Joe Battaglia called Brace Yourself. And it's exactly what you guys have all come to expect from Joe Battaglia, except with a little more flavor thrown in here and there, because every single video it seems like he's one-upping himself or adding something here and there. For example, he does a 900 tap in this video with no hops to crank flip out. Super stoked on that one. He also does a 360 hurricane on a back sub wall, as well as just tons and tons of other stuff, including a super beautifully clicked 360 turn down over a pretty decent sized spine. So that's it for the videos from this week, and now we can move on to the product related things from this week. And the first thing I want to talk about here is a quick 1 minute 49 second promo video for Ben Lewis's Alive Industry LPL frame. This is actually a really good solid frame promo video. All of the different specs and colors and information about the frame pop up as like motion graphics throughout the video, but they don't do it in an intrusive way. And like I said, it's a really solid frame promo video. I know I've been whining a lot lately about these videos that I don't really think are promo videos for products. This is a perfect example of what I personally think that a promotional product video should be within BMX. After that, and the last product related thing to talk about this week, is a write-up over on BMX Union about the new Cinema Beta Guard Sprocket. It's a full guard sprocket with a plastic guard. that you can check out all of the information about over on BMX Union, like I said. And that brings us into the interview section from this week. The first thing to talk about here is the In the Volvo video from Our BMX featuring Erik Elstran. This one's an hour long and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Not just because Erik Elstran is one of those creative riders that I really enjoy watching, but because he's someone that we haven't really heard a ton about in regards to interviews like this one, or basically podcast type things with answering questions like these In the Volvo videos are. And there's also a quick edit with a bunch of riding from what I'm assuming was the day that they filmed this In the Volvo video. After that comes another Palaver podcast, this time with Ceorge Polachek. And I'm sorry to say that I don't know who that is, and I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet to learn. So if you guys do know who that is and you're interested, please let me know and give me a quick rundown in the comments down below to let me know whether or not I should actually check this one out. And then after that comes another grilled video from S&M, this time featuring Arya Levinson building up his first 20-inch BMX bike. If you guys watched his previous video and you didn't make the connection that he was on an 18-inch bike, there you go. He was on an 18-inch bike, absolutely shredding it, and he's only 13 years old. This kid can do so much for his age. I ran into him out in California when we were out there, and he is the real deal. He's doing all of this stuff consistently. It's not just filming for hours to land these tricks. He can do them all seemingly whenever he wants to, so I am very excited to see where he ends up in the future. Obviously, he's on S&M right now, so they're going to do good stuff for him. And when it comes to this video, we need more of these videos, or at least more videos with Arnold from S&M Bikes, because it is so entertaining and he is a very great personality on video. That being said, that's the last thing that I have to talk about this week. If you have anything that you want to add to the conversation or that I missed, let me know in the comments down below. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button down below. So hopefully we will see you tomorrow for another video. Thank you for watching and goodbye.